Zentangles. Now you may not be familiar with that word, but I'm sure you're all very familiar with the technique of making one. A zentangle is kind of like an extreme doodle. You start off with a couple lines. Some of those lines then may turn into shapes, and what you come up with is an extreme design. It's not really about creating a picture of something per se, it's more about just the lines and shape. It's kind of like a structured or controlled doodle, and I know we've all doodled before. Let's practice making zentangles. First, we need to find that word line. If you remember from last year and the year before, we talked about line a lot. Our definition has been a continuous mark made on a surface. Please write this definition now in your packet. Again, it's a continuous mark made on a surface. We can have straight lines, we can have curvy lines, but those lines will never touch. If they do, they then become a shape. We define shape as an enclosed area of space. It's kind of like the fence that you put around your pony. It's an enclosed area so your horsey can't run away. Now with shape, we have two main types. First is geometric. Geometric shapes are any shapes that have a name. So things like circles, squares, diamonds, hearts, all of those are geometric shapes. On the other side, we have organic shape. They're like your blobs. There's so many of them out there, we can't give them a name, so we just call them all organic. Let's go back to lines. We're going to start off in your packet with this straight line box. In it, what I would like you to do is to practice making a design, but only use straight lines. So you can use horizontal lines, vertical lines, diagonal, zigzag, any type of line that you want that is straight. Try to fill the entire box with those straight lines and come up with an interesting design. We're not making a picture of something, it's just about the lines. Have fun with it and try not to overthink. Give yourself some time when making your design. There's absolutely no rush. I'm going to fast forward my design here though so we can get to the next box. The other type of main line that we have is curvy lines. So in the second box, I would like you to create a design where you're only using curvy lines. You can think of an arc line, a wavy line, a spiral line. Fill the entire box again just with a design using curvy lines. Again, take your time here. There's absolutely no rush. I'm going to speed it up again, however, so we can move on to the next box. The last box is all about shapes. So we're going to take those same lines, the straight and curvy lines, and now hook them together until we get enclosed area of spaces, or shapes. I want you to fill this box using either geometric shapes, organic shapes, or a combination of both. It's up to you. Again, as long as you take your time, have fun, and let the design just happen. Now let's take what we learned about lines and shapes and turn it into an extreme doodle or a zentangle. One easy way to start if you're a little bit stuck is to break up the area that you have into big giant puzzle pieces. From there, just go in, start filling it in with some simple lines and turn some of those lines into shapes. You can fill some of them in. Whatever you do, just take your time and have fun. If you ever get to the point where you're really stumped and you're not sure what to do next, don't be afraid to look at your neighbors. See what they're doing. See if you can somehow incorporate part of their design into yours, and you'll still get a very original zentangle.